And then coming up now is Annette Marie Moore. She's an emotional health intuitive, and she's going to be speaking about our trapped emotions, the invisible epidemic. And she's awesome at this. She's a certified life coach, love coach, and NLP hypnosis practitioner. Don't forget past life regression, throw that in there. And now an emotional code practitioner, and she's studying for body code practitioner. She has been a champion for women who suffered from domestic violence, trauma, and drama. And now she sought out this new modality that helps others in a deep way. Not only does it help women, but it also helps pets release their trapped emotions so that they can be happier, healthier, and have healthy relationships. And her website is happieryou.com. And welcome to the stage, Annette.
Thank you, Sheri. My website is happieryoucommunity.com. And the U is the letter U, happieryoucommunity.com. So hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today to talk about trapped emotions. Now, I started studying this at the right time because a lot of people I know, people that I'm meeting on Facebook and other social media outlets are having trapped emotions. So I want to share with you real briefly how an emotion gets trapped. And so my first question is, does anybody know how an emotion gets trapped? Because when I was younger, I had no idea this even existed. I didn't find out about this until I was in my 50s, and I'm 56 years old right now. So I'm just so happy that it's never too late to figure out what's going on in your mind, your heart, and your body to help you get the emotional healing that you need. So this is how an emotion gets trapped. Are you ready? So let's say you have a life experience, right? It can be good or it can be bad. I'm only focusing on the bad experiences because you don't get trapped emotions for happy experiences. So you have, a little trauma or a big trauma, a stress or a challenge or some sort of pain in your life. Every life situation comes with a series of emotions. When you're unable to process out these emotions, they get trapped. Where do they get trapped? You may be wondering. They get trapped in your body. It can be anywhere in your body. And specific organs, like, let's say, for example, the stomach, certain emotions get trapped in the stomach and can cause health challenges. So if you ever feel like something's off, maybe somewhere in your body, it could be a trapped emotion that's acting out negatively in an organ. So for example, I said stomach, right? Worry shows up in the stomach. Have you ever heard of the phrase worry ward? Someone gets a nervous stomach. There's trapped emotions of worry in the stomach, plus other emotions. I'm just focusing on one emotion for one specific organ. Here's another one. Guess what gets trapped in the kidneys? Fear. Here's another one. Do you know what gets trapped in the liver? Anger. And then one last one. Grief gets trapped in the lungs. So these are just some of the top emotions that get trapped and where they get trapped. So if you're having some health challenges in any one of these areas, it could be because of an emotion that's trapped in that specific body part. So if you're unable to process the life event that caused this emotion, or you're unable to process a specific emotion, or maybe there's more than one, it shows up in the body. So not only does it show up in the body, it gives you some challenges in your life. You may be having challenges like with relationships, with money, in addition to health. Those are some common ways to give you indicators that there's a trapped emotion. Okay, 90% of everybody's problems are the result of an emotion that's not processed and it gets trapped. 90% of your life problems are a result of negative energy, and it's called a trapped emotion. So this is why it's so important today in 2022. If there's something just not right, something's not going well in your life, or something is not right with your body, it could be a trapped emotion. It can create things like unhealthy relationships. It could create health issues, like I said. It can create self-sabotage, limiting beliefs, betrayal or abandonment in a relationship, and a whole bunch of other things I don't have time to talk about yet in this conversation. However, if you love to further explore, if you have any trapped emotions, join me in my room anytime today. We've got probably, I don't know, 3.5 more hours of this, or feel free to reach out to me on my cell phone or at my website and schedule a free consultation. So a little bit more about trapped emotions. There are 6 different kinds of trapped emotions that someone can get. The obvious answer is your own trapped emotions. The second obvious answer is inherited trapped emotions, which means you get them from your mom or your dad or another ancestor. And so I released a trapped emotion with a client earlier today, and it went back 7 generations. So when you add up 26 years as a generation times 7 generations, that's how long one specific emotion was trapped, not to mention adding her age to that. And so this is just one example of how an emotion can get trapped, and it can span generations upon generations. If someone has an addiction, it's the result of inherited trapped emotions. Have you ever known someone where the addiction in the family repeats itself one generation from the next? It's because of inherited trapped emotions. Okay. What I'm seeing a lot of now is not only your own trapped emotions, inherited trapped emotions. I'm seeing people share trapped emotions, absorb negative energies and trapped emotions from people that they spend a lot of time with. It could be a family member, a friend, even a pet. Did you know that you could share a trapped emotion with your child or your pet? This is why it's so important to identify what is your emotional state of mind, like right now in this moment. If you have anything and you just can't quite put your finger on what's wrong with you, if you've been to the doctor and they just can't quite figure out what's wrong with you, it's probably some negative energy in your body. It could be a trapped emotion or more than a trapped emotion, more than just one. It could also be a negative imbalance in your body. So I don't have time to talk about all the different types of negative energy that could be stored in your body. It could be a toxin. I'll just give you a few more. It could be a misalignment in your spine. It could be an entity, or maybe you're eating the wrong food, or maybe you're not eating the right food. So these are just different examples of imbalances in the body or a trapped emotion causing some life challenges. It can create pain, it can create stress, and it can create trauma in the body and also in your life. So what does this look like? Basically, what I do is identify the negative energies in your body. And once we've identified them, we identify what it is, we identify the age at which it got trapped, and I ask just a few more bits of information so that we can identify it enough to release it. And it can be released in just 1 minute. One trapped emotion can be identified and released in just 1 minute. And we've had some great stories today beyond the one I just shared with you. So I'm just going to share with you real quick what some other clients of mine have experienced. So one lady, she said, I'm so glad I don't have to do talk therapy, and you can still identify what's going on within my body and release those. Because she's like, I don't want to share my personal business with you. Somebody else said that they released their cough in just a matter of just a few sessions. And the cough had been lingering like off and on for years. Let's see. Another client, I was working with a woman who had some anxiety and depression in her dog. And we found a shared trapped emotion that spanned 33 different family members in that dog's family. Now, none of those people were dogs. They were all people, like the owner, the owner's spouse, children, cousins, aunts, and uncles. Just by having a session with the dog, we found out all of these things that spanned multiple generations. And so I identify not only with helping people with pain, stress, and trauma, I also help people's pets as well. So Sheri, I'm not sure how much time I have left. I don't see a clock on here. Is it okay if I do a demonstration real quick with a volunteer to release some negative energy?
Yes, you can do. You have 15 minutes more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I get a volunteer who would like to come up on stage with me and see if you have a trapped emotion of your own or an inherited trapped emotion that we can identify and release? Do I have a volunteer who hasn't worked with me yet already?
A volunteer.
Okay. Hi, Joanne. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I just need to get just a little bit of background about you. So where are you from?
Well, I currently live, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay. And what is your age? Everything I do is age specific.
I am 60.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
And would you like to focus on something specific, a pain, stress, or a trauma, or do you want me to just go general and see what shows up?
Yeah, general.
General, okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that when they're like, I'm not sure what's going to happen here, and I'll just wait to be surprised. Okay, I like to connect to my higher power and say a silent blessing, and then I'm going to connect to your energy, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so give me just a few seconds here while I do that. Just a few more seconds more. Okay, so we want to see if Joanne has any trapped emotions that we can identify and release now. Am I connected to Joanne's subconscious mind? Yes. Okay, so I have a little app that I follow. It's in column A. I'll let you know what the outcome is once I go through this with your subconscious mind.
Okay.
Is it an odd row? Is it an even row? It's in an even row, row 6, row 4, row 2. Okay, let's see what emotion it is. Emotion 5, emotion 2, emotion 1, emotion 1. So the first trapped emotion is anxiety. So let's see what age this got trapped. This trapped emotion, did it get trapped below the age of 30? Yes. Below the age of 20, but above the age of 25. So somewhere between 20 and 25, age 25, 24, 23 is when this got trapped. Does that make any sense, Joanne?
Somewhat.
Okay.
I couldn't be sure of the age range, but yeah.
Okay. So it's accurate within a year or two because it has to have a problem show up and then it gets trapped. So somewhere age 23, 22, 21-ish. Okay, let's see. Is this your trapped emotion? Yes, it is. So it means you didn't get it from somebody else. Do we need to know anything else? We do not. Okay, Joanne, you ready to release this trapped emotion?
Yes.
Okay, in order to do that, you're going to blow up the candle 3 times after I say go. Do you know how to blow out a candle? Like that. Okay, are you ready?
No.
You can use it. Some people like the visual, other people just breathe out. This is just something to identify with. Are you ready to release it?
Yes.
Okay, go. Breathe out. Okay, do we release this trapped emotion? Yes. Okay, we're going to do, what was that? Was that a dog or a person?
That's my dog.
Oh, maybe your dog felt that release. Okay, what's your dog's name?
Lady.
Hi, Lady. I see you, I hear you, I feel you. Thank you for showing up and helping Joanne today with that release. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Do you want to experience releasing an inherited trapped emotion?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we're not focusing on anything specific. This is just general. So we're not giving away any, details. Okay, so let's see, does Joanne have an inherited trapped emotion? We can identify and release now. Yes. Column B, column A, even row. Row 2. Emotion 3. So this next trapped emotion is called disgust. Is this, okay, so is this inherited? Yes. Did you get from your dad? Did you get from your mom? You got this one from your mom. See if it goes past your mom, any other generations. Does this go beyond your mom? Okay, does it go, is it more than 2 generations? Yes. Okay, more than 2 generations, more than 3 generations. Does it go beyond 4 generations? So is it 3 generations? So this one's 3 generations. So that means your mom, one of her parents, and then one of your parents' parents. So if you add 3 generations, take 3 generations times 26, that tells you how long this trapped emotion has been there, plus add your age. That's how many years it's been trapped. Okay, so do we need to know anything else? We do not. Are you ready to release disgust, Joanne?
Yes.
Okay, in order to release the inherited trapped emotion, you need to blow up the candle 10 times slowly. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to count because sometimes I can't count out loud and do everything else simultaneously. I'm doing like 5 things at once. So I'm going to use my fingers. Okay, go. Did we release this trapped emotion? Yes. Okay. How are you feeling, Joanne?
I feel like a wave just came over me.
Awesome.
Feel relaxed. Mhm.
Okay. I'm not sure how much time I have. Can we release one more? Is that okay, Sheri?
Yep.
Okay, we'll release one more, Joanne.
Okay.
Okay, so does Joanne have a trapped emotion we can identify and release now? This is just going to be probably your own. Is it column B? Is it column A? Column A, odd row, even, row 2, row 4, row 6. So it's row 6. Is it emotion 1? It's emotion 1. This next trapped emotion is humiliation. So just remember, I'm not identifying any positive emotions. These are all negative because you keep the positive ones. I'm only focusing on releasing the negative ones. So we all have at least one, if not more, that's within us trapped. So is this your own trapped emotion? Yes. Did you get this trapped above the age of 30, above the age of 20, above the age of 10, above the age of 15? Somewhere between 10 and 15 years old. Age 15, age 14, age 13 is when this one got trapped. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Do we need to know anything else? We do not. Are you ready to release this trapped emotion, Joanne?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Blow out the candle 3 times. Ready and go. Okay. Did we release this trapped emotion? Yes. So let me just tell you how long it's going to take to process out these, because everybody's subconscious mind has a different timetable to release this energy. And then I'm going to give you a sign here real quick. Let me see here. Okay, so your detox period is 1 day. So you may have low energy today and tomorrow. Just make sure you're drinking lots of water. And if your body says, hey, I need a little power nap in the next 24 hours, just honor your body and receive that little nap so you can process this out. And I want to give you a sign.
Okay.
Great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Another little bit of positivity to help all that stuff be on its way and release.
Okay.
And then this one is for everybody. So Joanne, what did you like best about your little session?
It was interesting to see the emotions that that you came up with. I never
Okay.
expected the humiliation, but I hadn't thought about that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's all I have. So thank you so much for participating, Joanne. I appreciate you.
Mhm. Thank you so much.
Was that your dog again? Was
Yes.
that lady?
I think she was saying thank you too.
The pets are so intuitive. They can feel our energies.
Mhm.
So that was really cool to hear her to say that. It sounded like a thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. She does talk to me.
That's awesome.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Thank you again.
Mhm.
Have you explored your dog's stuck emotions? Sounds like he's still communicating.
Yeah, she's stuck in the room. She wants to get out the room.
Ah,
No, she can't open the door yet. So. Mhm.
Well, thank you, Annette.
you're welcome.
Well, isn't that cool? Well, Annette stands, if you guys didn't know this, she stands the whole time. She's such a trooper. She's also a marathon runner. So we can learn from her, get up off our butts and stand up. I should be doing that, sitting here 10 hours a day. So
It keeps me going because otherwise I'd have to resort to some sort of substance to keep me going all day long. So this is one thing I do if I want to get my energy up. I just pretend I'm a tree and just kind of sway and just be in gratitude of something. This
Beautiful.
helps get my energy going. So little kids like to do this. You just sway and it helps, you know, activate your brain and your cells and you just feel better. You get the energy moving. You start with your fingers, your wrists, your elbows, you know, your midsection, your pelvis, you just get everything moving. So when people aren't looking, I'm off camera. I'm kind of doing this multiple times a day. It's like vitamin energy. It's free.
So, also it's been fun watching you post, what was your little jar thing yesterday? Love in a jar?
Yep.
That was cute. I think that'd be a really good idea for kids too.
Absolutely. A little bit of positivity goes a long way. I firmly believe that every word has energy. So you want to make sure whatever words you're putting out there in the universe, they're positive because everything comes back your direction. Whatever you put out, you get back. Whatever you put out, that doesn't sound good. Whatever you, I don't know how to rephrase that, so I'll just let that one go. Whatever you put out in the world comes back to you twofold. So be careful what you put out there.
Right. So it's so cute because, you know, you guys are planning a wedding and it's so, you know, beautiful to watch love and bloom. And, you know, you are getting married the weekend of New Life Expo. If that does, I know. Are you know, I'm gonna have to watch the replay.
I really wanted to be there. So I'm going to toot Sheri's horn. My fiance, is it okay if I give you kudos, Sheri? So my fiance came to the fair one time and he won a door prize and it was Sheri's door prize. And so Sheri and I, we live several hours away. We both live in Florida. And so I said, I've had a session with Sheri before. I absolutely loved it. So I told my fiance, I'm going to go with you because she's going to do a couple session with us. So we had a blast. We rented an Airbnb and we stayed the weekend and had lots of fun, went to the beach, had some amazing food, and we did an awesome couple session with Sheri. So it was worth the trip. We need to do one again soon. Sometime. Don't know when it is, but we're going to do another couple session. It was really activating. So if you want to give a gift, if you're local or you want to do a field trip, I highly encourage you to go and do a session with Sheri, either by yourself with a friend or with your significant other. It's amazing. It's a great experience and it draws you closer together.
Couples that vibrate together stay together.
Ooh, I like that.
Mhm. Get you back, you're on the same frequency, and there's a huge connection that happens. I also do it virtually too, guys. I also have virtual programs as well.
I
So,
do 100% of my sessions virtual. That's just the kind of person I am. It just works for me. So I can reach anyone, anywhere. So I've been counting like how many states and how many countries I've been helping people in. I wrote it down on a sticky note somewhere so I could share the information real quick. I'm in 19 states and 6 countries so far, and I'm still adding up all the trapped emotions I've been releasing for people. It's over 3,000. I'm still adding up. I'm doing a count. I want to see what the most popular ones are and how many people release per session and how many sessions it takes to help people. So I have a handful of people, it takes 1 session to help them with a problem. However, if someone has had long-term trauma, long-term pain, it's going to take more than 1 session.
well, I would expect if it's lasted that long in the body, it takes a little bit longer to get out.
Yep. You got to chunk it down in little bits so that the healing process is fun and easy and relaxed on the body and the mind.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Annette.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much, everyone, for having me.
Great. So if you guys are interested in winning a prize with Annette, put your number in the chat. She's very generous when she gives away door prizes. She usually add your pet too. For you and your pet, 30 minutes.
So 1 session is an hour for the human. And if you have a pet, it's a 30-minute session for your pet. If you don't have a pet, you can gift that to somebody. So last month, somebody gifted it to a friend and we had a great time with her pet.
So is it and or?
It's separate.
Two different things. Okay. got it.
Right. So the reason I do that is there's a correlation between your pet and yourself. And if you did like a timeline of everything we released from you, you can see commonalities in what we're releasing from the pet. That's why I do that. So it's a real world example to understand how intuitive dogs, cats, horses, bunnies, whatever pet you have, a household pet, how intuitive they are, and how they absorb your energy, how you share energy with your pet.
Beautiful. So up now we have in the playroom, I just need to introduce, we have Diamond is going to be in the playroom for an hour. She's a master cardologist. She uses a real deck of playing cards, not tarot or any other cards in the playroom. So she's going to have a good time in there. She's amazing. Not only does she help you, but she can also support your business. And that's in room number 1. And we also have all the practitioners hanging out in room number 2 that are available for free or reduced show prices. We have Michael, Lynn, Wanda, Roy, and Joan Francis available right now. And everybody else is jumping into the playroom. And on the chat, if you would like to win a prize with Annette valued at $200, put your number in the chat and the closest number is going to win. So we're going to do a countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Annette is going to hold up a number. So are you ready? We'll do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What is the number?
Can you see it?
5, 6. Kim. We got Kim Adams at a 57.
Wow, that's pretty darn accurate.
Yeah, close. Good for you. That's very close. So what we ask that you do is follow her to her room 26, and you can exchange contact information, or she might even be able to do some of it tonight. It's up to her and how she wants to split it up. And Annette is available in her room right now for the next half hour. If anybody has any questions for you or your animal, follow her and she'll be happy to help you. Okay. And then
Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you, Annette. Amazing as always.